everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fabulous, wonderful Saturday. I'm so glad you clicked on the video. Well, today we are creating a card. We're using some items from Hero Arts. This is part of the Don't Stop Believing release. And we're going to be using the Gentle Giant die cut. We're also going to be using the Unbelievably Awesome banners. This is a Stamp and Cut set, so I have the coordinating dies. We're going to be using these on a card today. I'm going to create a card with one monster, but over on my blog I'm going to make a similar one that will be an A2, and it will just be using one of the monsters. Okay, when I first saw this, my eyes first went to a heart-shaped. So what we're going to do is die cut out this monster and some greenery with white cardstock, and we're going to do it twice because I'm going to use the reverse side, and we're going to put two of the monsters together to create a heart shape. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of ink blending to color in our monster. The monster is actually two pieces, very easy to put together. And it is on the larger side, so we'll die cut, but doesn't it kind of look like a heart? If you were to put them both together, you get the little heart shape. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, although you would do the layering, I just wanted to show you the heart shape. So we'll die cut this out with the tail, and then also the wings with white cardstock. And then I want some greenery. We get some sea botanicals, I guess you could call them. I like this one. So we're going to die cut this out several times. There's two sets. I'll do this several times. They're layering. Okay, so I'll do this a couple of times and cut this out, and I'll be right back. Okay, my die cutting is all done, and I also took this die that was in our die set and trimmed out. We're making a 5x7, so it was a longer panel with wavy lines on it. This is about maybe 1 3/4 inches tall. Okay, we're going to use that on our card. I do want to mention that when I was die cutting out my first set, the reverse side took on the texture of my die cutting plates. So for the second set, since we are going to flip them around, you can see these are a lot smoother. I used brand new plates for this second set because I am going to use the reverse side. Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that. So if you're planning on recreating this card, make sure your plates are clean. But look at, if you put these two together, it creates a cute little heart. And I thought, well, that would make a cute little monster card. So, and it would fit perfect on a 5x7. So let's go ahead and do some ink blending. I wanted to create some monsters that have a multiple tone to them. Okay, so starting off with the first layers, I'm going to bring in 3 inks, and I have Butter, Rhubarb, and Surf. All of these are Simon Says Stamp's Positively Saturated inks. Oh, there's my foliage we're going to color in a minute. But we're going to start with yellow. my greenery is all done. Now, as I'm looking at my monster, my surf is a teal, okay? And I love this color combination, but I think the blue in here may clash with my blue background. Oh, I forgot one. Whoops, kind of missed that one. Okay. But I think we're going to have a blue water background, and I think this blue is going to clash with my blue water background. So I'm going to add a little bit of green, a little bit of sprout to the blue areas on here. And I'm hoping we'll turn this a little bit more green. That way it doesn't clash with my background here. So we'll turn it more from a blue to a green. Okay, these are our base pieces. We're going to add our top layer just by adding a little glue here. This layer is right, actually, where the eyeball is, you know what I think I'm going to do is bring in a black marker. And I usually keep a Sharpie on my desk. My kids like to take it. So I'm going to use my Memento marker. And I'm going to add some black here. There we go. That way our eye will be black and I don't have to die cut out an extra piece. And then we can go ahead and layer this right over the top. Lovely. And we'll do the same thing with this piece. Now one of these is going to be a girl, so I'm going to bring back my marker and I'm going to add some eyelashes to this one. Let's see. And I think we're going to turn this one into the girl. So we're going to add some eyelashes. There we go. And that is that. Let's do our tails next. Now we can add our fins. I'm going to use a small foam square. I'm going to put a foam square on top and glue on the bottom. And then we can add our fins here. Okay, that's all done, and our greenery is all done. To save a little bit of time, I went ahead and did some splattering. I did use my Hero Arts white acrylic speckle, and the Hero Arts does have this in the store. It works wonderfully, and I just added some white splatter to all of my greenery, and then also to the tails of my Loch Ness monster. Okay, we're going to put this to the side. I actually got splatter in her eyeball, so I need to fix that. We'll go over that with a black marker. There we go. Okay, now we need a home for these cute little guys. So we'll put this to the side, and then we're going to do some stamping and some ink blending. I have my card base here, and then I have the positive and the negative. I said I was going to use the shorter wave for this card, but I changed my mind. We're going to use the taller one here. Okay, so this measures about 2 3/4 inches tall, and I can use this one as a mask. Okay, I'm going to place this at the top. Okay, I'm not even going to tack it down. I'm just going to hold it, and I'm going to use my Simon Says Stamp Cadet ink to create a watery background. So let's bring in our blending brush here. And I'm not worried about the bottom half because it's going to be covered. So we only need to worry about this section here. And I want to go light at the top and dark at the bottom. Okay. We'll go a little bit darker here. Okay, it's blotchy down here, but this is going to, remember, this is going to be covered. And then I am going to add some ink to this. And again, we'll go dark to light. You know what? I'm going to go dark on the top, and I'm going to do some brown on the bottom. Yeah. Okay, actually let's trim this to 5 inches. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece and we're going to add a little bit of brown ink on the bottom of here so it kind of emulates sand. I did put foam tape behind here. I'm just going to, I didn't go all the way to the top because we're going to do a little tucking with it, but this piece is going to go here at the bottom. Okay, now we're going to do one more thing before we add our little monsters. We're going to stamp our greeting from our stamp set, and I'm not sure which one I want, but I'm going to stamp So Happy You Exist and You're Unbelievably Awesome. I'm not sure which one I'll use on my card, or maybe we'll use both, but I'm just going to stamp this with my Memento ink on some white cardstock here. And then I'm going to add a little extra color using my brown Copic markers. I have a W2 and a W4. And I'm just going to add a little bit of shading here. And then we'll cut these out. Okay, there we go. Okay, a little shading does a lot. Now we can add our monsters here. Okay, and then for my greeting, maybe we'll put You're Unbelievably, maybe this is a good one here. We'll put it right in the middle. Okay, I think what I want to do with the greenery is I'm just going to add a few around the hands and do a little tucking here. We're almost done. I'm going to reroute a little bit for this card, which I do often, but the brown over here is throwing me off a little bit. I don't like the brown, okay? So what I did was trimmed out another wave, okay, and I used my cadet ink. On the top, I just darkened it off and lightened it up here. We're going to just directly adhere this over that sandy bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to trim away the excess. And I just think that looks a lot better. What do you think? A lot better. I'm going to use my corner rounder. We're going to round the top of our 5x7 card. Okay, and then we need some bells and whistles. Let's bring in my white opal liquid pearls, and we're going to add some, since we have the white splatter down here, I wanted to kind of pull it up, and we're going to add some bubbles. And then that will finish off my card today. If you want to check out the other card that I made that was basically the same thing, it's just a little bit smaller. It's over on my blog. You can check it out over there. And I thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.